Kyle here with TheCardGuyz. I'm joined by Damien. We just finished our doubleheader Road to Nats weekend, and you actually ended up top 8 yesterday with Prism, and then now you top 8 today with Dromai. You love your illusionist.
I do like illusionists.
And you know, it's a brand new deck, and we got to see what you played, because this is it's really neat to just look at the deck and see the concepts players come up with. So why Dromai today?
I really like dragons.
I get that 100%. Well, yeah, let us know about your rounds, and we'll get into the list.
All right, round 1, I played against Levia. It was a really close game. I won because they died to Blood Debt. Yeah, this is a very defensive deck, so them dying to Blood Debt's not out of the ordinary, but it's an incredibly unfavored matchup.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. What about round 2?
Round 2 is Briar. I think we're favored into Briar because we present damage and then they have to deal with your dragons, and if they don't deal with your dragons, they're going to be losing the race pretty fast. But if they deal with your dragons, their turn are less impactful and you get to play more of them and just deal more damage.
Okay. And then you played Viserai round 3 and you ended up beating that.
Yeah, Viserai is
supposed to be a bad matchup, right?
Viserai is incredibly unfavored.
Yeah.
I think I got really lucky.
Unlucky?
No, I think I got really lucky.
Oh, you got really lucky.
Yeah.
We love that. Sometimes that's what it takes, right?
Yeah, you got to be really lucky to beat Viserai with this deck.
For sure. So that secured you already to top 8 by going 3-0 at the beginning. What was your next round?
Prism.
Prism? That's a toughie.
Well, it made it worse because my starting hand was 3 dragons and no ways to make Ash.
Fair enough.
And so I took the first turn off, and then he had too many auras.
Fair enough. And then last round you played Briar.
Oh, Briar, yeah.
Briar.
Yeah, I played against Nathan. He played really good. He saw 2 Channel Mount Heroics, and I was very sad.
That was a very funny game, too.
Yeah, it was a very funny game.
What about top 8?
Top 8, I played against Dash. It was an incredibly close game. It looked like Item Dash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were popping my dragons most of the time with like pistol. They were just pistoling my dragons.
Yeah.
The end result was 1-1. I think it's a 50-50 matchup. Kyloria taking items.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I wish I would have recorded that. That'd have been a really good game to actually be able to go back and watch. Let's get into the list here. You got a pretty deck, to say the least. So let's get into the equipment first, and then we'll go into the main board and then the sideboard.
All right, we have the only weapon, which is Storm of Sandakai, but we run Skullcap, Ghostly Touch for only Guardian. This is only played against Guardian. Okay. Ironhide for the matchups where you think you need more defense. Tunic because we run Brothers in Arms and Oasis Respite, and 1-cost dragons. So since the deck is defensive, you want to keep 1 card in hand.
Yeah.
And you can remove a counter from Tunic and then play 1 dragon, and then it like leverages damage for the next turn and presents a threat.
Okay.
Because 1-cost dragons are something like Kyloria on hit, draw a card. You know? We have Silken Form. I like this against Prism because you can pitch a blue to pull like 3 Spectral Shields. I mean, most of the time they go at your dragons, but it also makes an Ash win. Stilettos are for anybody that can deal arcane damage and pop your dragons pretty easily. I would probably play them into Viserai. And then Footsteps is just a good card. It makes Ash a lot of the time. I like to block with Footsteps to make Ash.
Yeah, just to generate your Ash and then kind of set up for turns, for sure. Let's go over the main board here. Just explain to me these things. I see like red and blue Brothers in Arms and a lot of defense.
So this is a card that blocks for 4 with Tunic, and also since you have a lot of 1-cost things, you could pitch a blue to block with Brothers in Arms and a Oasis Respite. A few other things. It's also a popper for Phantasm.
Yeah.
I like the card in the main board because it's also, funny enough, in the late game it's a 2 for 6 without Phantasm, which is kind of, I mean,
could get you there.
It could get you there.
Yeah.
I run the blue one because the blue one's just stupid good.
Yeah.
Blue one's just
now go over the dragons with me here. I see you got all 3 of the majestic ones.
All 3 legendary dragons.
Wow, beautiful.
Dominia, which one's the strongest?
Yeah, which one of these is probably your favorite one to play and kind of disrupt things?
Tumultide.
It's Tumultai. Explain to the people that don't know, what does Tumultai do?
So when Tumultai attacks, you reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. For every red pitch in those 2 cards, you put a negative counter on an equipment, and then if it has 0 defense, you destroy it.
Sure.
So this card against Ninja makes the matchup. The faster you can destroy their Mask of Momentum, the better your matchup is.
For sure. For sure.
The quicker you destroy Lexi's New Horizons, the quicker they lose the game.
They cry. For sure.
Dominia is second. This card taking poppers from hand or just messing up their turn, taking Briar's only attack.
Yeah,
that ruins their turn. This is a 6 or 12 on a good day. It usually comes in for 10. On average, it comes in for 10.
Okay, for sure.
6 for 10, that's not a bad rate.
We got some dragons up. You got Dromai, Mirror Guy. Explain like kind of the utility of these cards in tandem with your other dragons, because these cards are very good with other dragons on the board too.
So Dromai is really good because when it attacks, it gains an action point.
Yeah.
And you need the action points to blow up Prism's auras. The action points for if they pop your dragon.
Yeah.
It's really good. So this card is essential in the Guardian matchup because you pitch stacks them all to be in the same place, and then you can play through an entire hand of poppers.
Okay. And Mirror Guy, that's the one that takes away Phantasm.
Yeah, one of the most important dragons for anybody that runs poppers.
Okay. And walk me through some of these attacks here. I see you have Embermaw Centipede here.
Yeah, so I like Embermaw because it's a 2 for 6. It's a 3 pitch. Since it costs 2, you can pitch a blue and play it and come in for 6. With Dromai, you have 2 action points. You can Embermaw with a second action point.
Okay.
If they break it, it triggers Phantasmal Footsteps. On break, it makes an Ash. You like making Ash anyway.
Yeah.
Ash is kind of the core of the deck.
Very versatile card, for sure. I see Vincerakai. That card's gas.
That card's my favorite. One of my favorites.
So good.
Briar players hate it. They go, "I'll take 9," you know.
Then they have to deal with it, you know. So, explain to me Epot. That's one that I haven't seen be played. So I'd like. What's the point of Epot?
So your dragons, they cost a lot. Well, at least some of them. So Energy Pot has like a lot of utility. So if you play an Energy Pot, your blocking gets better and your dragons become cheaper. You can crack Energy Potion to Respite or play a Brother-in-Arms and block for 8 for free without having to use resources. If you have an Energy Potion in play, you only need to keep a blue in hand to play Tumultai.
Sure, okay.
A red and a blue for this guy, and just like 2 reds for him, and you create an Ash. Or you can remove a counter from Tunic and 1 red, and that makes Dominia.
Okay. Down here, looks like we got more of a, you got like defense here. I see Fate Foreseen here, so we also have 3 Respite, 3 Sync, so you're kind of trying to go for the longer game and try to just generate Ash, then get your dragons out.
Oasis is a very interesting card because you can play it on your turn to give your dragons go again. If you have like, if like your turn's really bad and you have no red to play, you can Oasis their weapon on your turn.
Wow. Next, I see we have 6 Sweeping Blow, we have 3 red, 3 blue.
Yeah.
That card's just an auto staple.
Yeah, create an Ash on attack. You pitch a red to play it. You make 2 Ash. Making 2 Ash with go again, it's like really strong.
Yeah.
Red one turns on dragons.
Okay. And Kyloria, this card's awesome.
Auto include.
Yeah.
Auto include. 4 on hit draw. Breakpoint on hit draw, right? Or on dash.
A snatch that has go again.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
You can't play the deck without it.
And then you got red, Centipede, Embermaw, and then you have the Billing Mirage, which is also a staple. It kind of combos with this, and you're able to generate your Ash Wings with those. And we got Asvalai. What are you? Is this an always in the deck card?
Yeah, that is an always in the deck card. So it's a 0-cost dragon. All 0-cost dragons, you can block with 3 cards to play a 0-cost dragon. If it's in your arsenal, you block with your whole hand.
Yeah.
And then have a real turn steal by playing Asvalai.
Sure. Okay. You have Rake, obviously. Like this card's very good. And then Ovia.
It's a 2-of. We don't make enough Ash to play 3 of. So there are multiple turns in which Ovia doesn't do anything. It's just a 1/6, doesn't have a trigger. It makes like 1 to 4 Ash Wings a game. So I don't like 3, I like 2.
Okay. Now we have Semblance. This was the last blue in the main board.
Yeah.
Explain Semblance to anybody who doesn't really know. What's the utility of this card?
So when they try to break your Phantasm, you can pay 3 and play Semblance and remove the Phantasm, and the card's not popped and it's still attacking.
Yeah.
So if you attack with, I don't know, something like Tomotai, they try to break it and you Semblance it, they'll still take 2 damage if they block with a 3-block popper. And since it's past defense, they can't block with any more cards. It gets really annoying. Most of the time it's a blue pitch. The other half of the time, it's killing Guardians when you do it to Ghostly Touch.
Ah, there you go. There you go. And then we have sideboard stuff here. This one is just for Guardian.
Burn
what
them
you
all.
said.
Yes.
And then all this is for Prism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Samai's double for Icelander, and
Sure.
Thaw doubles for Icelander.
Yeah.
But
Explain
like
some of these cards and their utility against those matchups.
Okay, they're poppers.
Yeah.
These are poppers, but they also gain life. Most of the time they're attacking your dragons, but it's also having a lot of poppers in your deck dissuades them from heralding you.
Yeah.
Since you're very defensive, you like that anyway. You can play for the long game, set up Dromai and clear all their auras at once. Or Dromai can just clear the auras periodically when you draw it. Command and Conquer is just generically a good card.
Yeah.
Samai, I don't want them flashing an ALS on my turn. I don't like that.
We don't like that.
we don't take
None of
that.
that. None of that. Awesome, man. Well, I enjoyed watching you play the deck today. It's really fun to watch and see like dragons come out and do their thing, you know, and kind of wreak havoc. I think at one point in the game, I think it was maybe Nathan's game, he plopped down to Vincerica and said, deal with it. You know, I'm about to just get that 9 damage. And so, congrats on doing, you know, super well with the deck today. Appreciate you sharing with everyone. I know our audience appreciates it as well. Any shout outs you want to give? You have any friends or
no.
you want to? None of that?
No, I play Fab. We're friends. So.
Fair enough. We appreciate you.